Developer Matthew Otero is seeking to launch an investment funding LLC with a capital amount of $1.5 million to finance an existing portfolio, including $5 million in debt-free commercial and residential planned property development projects. The $1.5 million in capital finance will venture into generating well over $10 million over the next 3 years through commercial and residential projects in the town of Sinton, Texas. There is a $1.7 billion reason to move forward with this project.
This is the $1.7 billion Steel Dynamics plant under construction in Sinton. It's supposed to be up and running by the fall of 2021. Steel Dynamics has a 2,400-acre complex, which is supposed to also house a number of other businesses who work with SDI in other cities.
Immediately following the public announcement that Steel Dynamics was being built in Sinton, Texas, Matthew organized a consortium of local business partners to raise $1.5 million in capital to purchase a 40-acre tract in Sinton, Texas, along US 77 as Janav LLC, a limited liability corporation listed with the Texas Secretary of State. Janav LLC, Sinton's proposed 40-acre commercial site with more than half a mile of US 77 frontage, is owned in part by Matthew and his AmCorp partners. Matthew owns 5% of Janav LLC and is the lead developing organizer. His two AmCorp partners each own 10% for a total of 25% of Janav LLC by AmCorp partners. Through their combined 25% ownership, Matthew and his AmCorp partners maintain all operational control and have developed plans as project managers. Through its joint venture, AmCorp will obtain United Country Real Estate to nationally market the 40-acre project site as a build-to-suit, lease all or part and/or sell property. Matthew's long-term prosperity has served as a limitless window to future opportunities. AmCorp Property Developers LLC had been clearing the 40-acre parcel and working with Sinton city planners on several proposed ways to develop the 40-acre commercial site when a nearby 5-acre parcel bordering the city was listed on the market. Matthew and his wife Sophie created a separate investment entity through her Xyz Foods Incorporated bakery business called Xyz Investments LLC to purchase the 5-acre parcel. Matthew then consigned a development contract agreement with AmCorp Property Developers to design and engineer a 40-condo complex. Based on the successes of both Janav LLC and AmCorp Property Developers in Sinton, Mayor Edward Adams requested that Matthew and his AmCorp partners make housing a priority. Matthew and Sophie, through Xyz Investments LLC, consigned AmCorp Property Developers, including a proposed agreement with United Country Real Estate for all planning and developing logistics. Currently, the City of Sinton's Planning Department is running a 2-week local newspaper ad detailing a proposed plan to annex the 5-acre parcel to the city to provide all city amenities, water supply, wastewater, and drainage. Through Xyz Investments LLC, Matthew is seeking $1 million in capital finance to provide financing for the project's horizontal development construction. Thereafter, the condo lots will be sold to AmCorp Property Developers for $40,000 each to build out and construct all 40 units. This will provide Matthew's newly launched investment funding LLC a $600,000 return on its $1 million investment. Thereafter, Matthew's proposed investment entity will recoup $1 million on the first 25 condo lots sold to AmCorp Property Developers. A second investment in the same 40 condo project will be a $500,000 construction loan to build the condo project clubhouse. The newly launched investment funding LLC will have a majority interest with the condo association, therefore becoming managing operators.
I am seeking a $1.5 million investing partner and/or capital investor for Xyz Investment LLC and its 5 acres recently annexed and zoned R2 multifamily development by the City of Sinton, Texas. $1 million will build vertical infrastructure specifically designed for a 40 condo proposed project, the first to be built in Sinton. $350,000 of the $1.5 million will collateralize not only a solid position with my AmCorp Property Developing Partners, their 20% interest, and Janav LLC and its 75% interest of the 40 acreage frontage along US 77. Xyz Investment LLC will also obtain a first lien position on phase 1 of the 40 acres. That initial phase is 13.4 acres, which has recently been approved by the City of Sinton on a zone change from rural farming to commercial, now valued at nearly $1 million, which comes to $70,000 per acre. There will be an additional increase in commercial value of the 13.4 commercial frontage once the City of Sinton's public utilities are in place. Once the $350,000 Excess Investment LLC and its investing partner loans John of LLC to contract Amcorp property developers to install the planned proposed utilities, Excess Investment LLC will leverage further investment opportunities on the 40-acre commercial property. Such an investment opportunity that ought to be prospected by Excess Investment LLC is a commercial truck wash. Steel Dynamics Incorporated, SDI, Senior Vice President of Special Projects Operations, indicated to me personally that SDI will have up to 800 trucks coming in and out of the plant on a 24/7 basis once SDI is in full capacity by mid-2022.
Although the 40-acre site is within the Sinton city limits, its water supply is controlled by the Recon Water District, whose operations manager requires an 8-inch connected main loop, an estimated cost of $165,000 for the project. The city of Sinton is responsible for wastewater, which with a lift station will cost an estimated $185,000. The capital funding partners and/or partners of Matthews' proposed investment funding LLC will expect to see further funding opportunities and without reservations continue investing capital onto the fund, increasing the value of the fund based on the consortium's available projects. As for prospects beyond 3 years, neighboring farmer Sam Lawson owns 200 acres adjacent to and west of the 40-acre tract. At the onset of the 40-acre clearing and grubbing by Amcorp partners, Matthew proposed a future concept for a residential and commercial development plan beyond 8 years in allowing the build-out of the 40 acres. An initial 25 acres of Mr. Lawson's 200 acres will primarily be affordable single-standing residential homes. Mr. Lawson expressed a great deal of interest in Matthew's plan, stating, "Sounds like a solid plan going forward, but it would take some pretty deep pockets." Mr. Lawson has since kept in touch with Matthew and his Amcorp partners, even providing his 21-acre swampland as a waste site for the nearly 200-plus tons of trees, branches, and trunks cleared from the 40 acres at no cost to the JANEV and Amcorp partners. Matthew is open to discussing the proposed investment funding LLC entity and its $1.5 million capital launch. He is available by email, text, or phone anytime between 6 a.m. and 5 p.m.